Hello, everybody. My name is Jan Kinsey. I'm with the Fairy and Human Relations Congress, and I am delighted to introduce Bramble. We are continuing with the Dark Goddess theme this month. Bramble is a reclaiming witch from Vancouver, BC. She's been studying this stuff for like 30 years. I'm always amazed when we bring Bramble in. We kind of dive into the underworld and she's lived there. She's done some amazing work, and she's an amazing resource. She's an elder. So she will be guiding us to the crossroads and through the underworld to meet the dark goddesses. So I suggest people get your journal. You might want to get headphones. This will be kind of a guided, embodied journey. And I'll wait until everybody comes back.
Yes.
Okay, I will continue. Some people went back off to get their journal. But so you'll be interacting with these dark mothers for transformation, enlightenment, candid advice. Bramble just got done hosting the Temple of the Dark Mothers. She has worked deeply with myths and dark goddesses for many years. Bramble is a retired artist, Rosen Method, bodyworker, and a social justice activist. Her magic weaves together art, the art of the craft, her healing modality, which are practices of following the threads into mystery. As a longtime member of the Vancouver Reclaiming Community, she priestesses community rituals, organizes and teaches magic on the unceded traditional ancestral homelands. And I'm actually going to let you
the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples.
Thank you. I always hate mispronouncing names. So I am really delighted that Bramble is going to join us. Aquifer is in the background. He will be drumming. He is a radical fairy and a reclaiming witch. I'm also a radical fairy, so you get two radical fairies for the price of one here. Yay.
That's the deal.
I know, it is really. Okay. I'm kind of under the weather. I'm going to unmute and I'm going to hand it over to Bramble. Are you?
Yes.
Do I need to say anything else?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
Getting an echo.
Sounds like it's gone now, though. Yeah, we're good.
We're good? Okay, good. We are going to be in ritual space. I'm just looking at, well, you could wait. I want to talk a little bit about trance, because this is a bit of a long, complicated one, and I think if I say a few things, it might help. And then we're going to create sacred space and go into trance, and then after, we'll have time to talk. So I imagine a lot of us are really familiar with trance, but these things could perhaps help newer people. That it's a lot like meditation. So if your mind drifts off to anywhere, that's fine. Just bring it back to your experience. I'm just kind of giving an overview. You don't have to remember everything that I say right now. It's just there's places of silence in the trance. So I don't want you to think, oh my God, is something gone wrong, right? There'll be moments of silence. And then also, um, normally I say some things to kind of like, if you don't have this experience, it's okay. It may come later. And I'm not going to say that as much because if I keep saying it, it'll take you out of the trance. But just know to there's places where if it does, some of the questions will work for some people more than others. So just sort of use your imagination, um, or or what happens to pick up what's most important for you. And it may not be every piece. If a piece doesn't work for you, then maybe spend more time with something else that does. And I think that's what I wanted to say. Now, um, reclaiming tends to teach in sacred space, like all our classes, and I kind of like that. So, because it supports us, and so we're going to start with sacred space, and Aquifer's going to cast. Does anyone want to take a role? Could you wave if anyone wants to call a direction or do anything? Okay, we're just going to get it done because I was thinking it would be complicated to unmute anyway, so thank you. So, do we want the camera to you or just talk? Yeah. Okay, so.
Ground, then cast. Cast, then ground.
Land acknowledgement, ground, cast.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah. Hello, I'm Aquifer. In the reclaiming tradition, our practice is deeply connected to the land and the specific land that we're on. And in North America, in Turtle Island, where we are, of course that relationship with the land is tangled up in colonialism. And so, as part of all of our rituals, we start with a land acknowledgement. For us, today we are in Kitsilano in Vancouver, which is the traditional unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. Acknowledging the territories is a practice that has existed here for generations and generations. It's not a new thing. It's something you do when you acknowledge you are doing work or ceremony in someone else's territory. And so we continue that out of respect. And, of course, it is also political. For me, when it's part of a ritual, it is a reminder to me and a commitment to be doing our magical work in a way that serves the betterment of the land and the indigenous peoples of it and of all peoples. If you know the territories you're on, take a moment to acknowledge them. If you don't, fun activity for afterwards. It's a great website called Native Land. It's got a map of the whole world and you can see all the traditional territories. Okay. I'm gonna move this so I can see it better. And we're gonna ground. We're gonna be in trance for a while, so this is a good opportunity to get your body comfortable. And I know I'm going to move around a bunch during this, so having your body comfortable might involve that too. But for now, just notice where your body is. Notice where it's making contact with the floor, with the chair. And take a breath and let it out with a sigh, an audible sigh. We're going to take 3 sighs. And as we sigh and as our body starts to settle, allow that sense of contact with the chair, with the floor, to start to reach deeper as roots extend down through the floor, through the foundation, through the earth beneath. And it's not forcing, it's just a gentle relaxing out as these roots go deep. These roots, they'll anchor us, and as they go deeper, they reach the warm, beautiful center of the planet. And as you breathe in, that warmth is drawn up into you. This warmth will give us all of the magical sustenance we need to do this working. And it'll help us come back when it's time to come back to your body that exists in the world. Another breath, breathing up from the roots. And on the next breath, feel the energy extend upwards as branches arise and reach up from you, up through the ceiling, out into the sky. Another breath, expand outward, relaxing up, again with ease, not with action. Up through the clouds, up out into space, where the stars meet each tendril. And glitter. And as you breathe in, that starlight trickles gently down the branches back into you, where it meets with that earth warmth and sustains and energizes and brightens you. The starlight will make our magic easy. Make it easy to travel where we travel. Easy to travel back. And connect us to worlds much greater than just where we are in this moment. With another breath, feeling the starlight coming down and the earth warmth coming up and meeting. And we're here. And now that we're here, let's make a container for this. When we're together, a circle's pretty easy. Just gotta line up. It feels a little bit different on Zoom, but when I'm not doing witchcraft, I'm actually a software developer, so I know a thing or two about computer magic. And one thing that I love about the internet is it travels over fiber optic cables. And so that means we are connecting right now through tiny strings of light, quite literal tiny strings of light is what is connecting all of our little Zoom box faces together. And so what I'd like to do is, instead of creating one circle, creating a little circle for each of us, and then weaving them together into a network. So let's start by finding I like to start with north, because in Vancouver we got big mountains in the north and it's always really easy. So let's each find our north. Wait, is it that way? Is it that way? Okay, good. By the earth, that is her body. And we move to the east. By the air, that is her breath. By the south, that is the spark of her nerve. By the west, that is her blood. By all that is above and all that is below, this circle is cast. And now we reach out in through that webcam, out through the internet connection to the backbones of the internet that cross the continents and cross oceans. We'll find our way through these little strings of light to all of the different circles we've made, and let them sort of link fingers together gently. Now we're a beautiful constellation of circles. And the circles are cast.
Whoops. Hello. And we call the north, south, east, west, above, below, and within. We call the east of new beginnings and consciousness the north of body and what manifests, the south of the spirit and the flame of desire, and the west of emotions and dreams, all that is above and all that is below and all that is within that reflects it all. And we are between the worlds, so mote it be. And we invite the Dark Mothers on this day that we journey, the Dark Mothers who have called us Hecate, Queen of the Witches, Guardian of the Crossroads, Holder of the Keys, she who let Demeter know that her daughter Persephone was taken to the Underworld, Ereshkigal, Queen of the Underworld, who cried so loud her sister came down to comfort her, and when she did, she killed her and hung her on a meat hook. But she revived and was transformed. Maka, one of the Morgaine, the crows that eat the dead from battle, and Maka, who ran a horse race, was forced to run as a horse race and died on the finish line. We call her. We call Caradwin, the old hag who stirred the cauldron for her son for a special potion, who her servant accidentally ate to become the greatest bard ever. And she changed, she transformed and chased him. He became a hare and she became a hound. And he became a wren and she became a hawk. And he became a fish and she became an otter. And finally he became a corn and she ate him to give birth. Hela, the Norse goddess of the underworld, who cares for the dead. Lilith, the first woman, queen of sovereignty, who would not be subordinate to Adam, and so became demonized. The Keliak, goddess of storms and winter, old woman. Baba Yaga, keeper of the sacred flame, purported to eat children. And Aphrodite Melania, she of the nightmares and dreams, dark mothers, welcome. They are here. So now we journey and be comfy. You might need a blanket or something. Hecate, Caradwin, dark mother, take us in. Hecate, Caradwin, let us be reborn. Hecate, Caradwin, dark mother, take us in. Hecate, Caradwin, let us be reborn. Hecate, Caradwin, dark mother, take us in. Hecate, Caradwin, let us be reborn. Are you willing to surrender to the Dark Mother? Will you let go of the things that limit you and keep you from your desires? And if she asks for something else, something you no longer need, will you release it? Take a breath and follow it down, dropping, down beneath the layers. Each breath taking you deeper. Each exhale opening a little wider. Dropping. And as you breathe, the moisture in your breath begins to make a fine mist around you. And that mist thickens and cocoons you and fills the space. And the air becomes cooler, and the walls begin to fade, and the floor becomes earth. And you find yourself standing in front of the shrine of the Dark Mothers. take a breath and take it in. And however you experience it, with any of your senses, maybe you just know or feel. But if not, just imagine it. Standing in the mist before the shrine. Take a breath. You see a candle and you light it. And you tell the Dark Mothers why you are here, what you want, what you hope for. Let them know. Soon your journey will begin. They know what's in your heart. And as you turn around, you see you're on the side of a path. And you begin to walk that path. Path of the Dark Mothers. Stepping into mystery. Each step taking you deeper. And in the distance, you see a faint light. Becoming brighter the closer you get. And you see a dark figure. And then the crossroads. And you realize this is Hecate, Queen of the Witches. And as you stand before her in her flickering lantern light, looking into her eyes, you know she's been waiting for you. And she's known you were coming before you were born. She asks you, what path do you walk against your will? That you would leave, only you do not know how. And reach in and see what's there. What is the path you walk against your will? That you would leave if you could. But don't know how. And Hecate binds your ankles. In a way that you can feel the restriction of walking that path, and yet magically still able to move. And she points towards the crossroads, and you pick a path. And it's the right path because it's the one you choose. And you walk the path through the mist. And you begin to hear the moans of a woman crying. Oh, 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 my liver. Oh, 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 my belly. And her cries become louder the closer you get. Oh, 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 my heart. And you see some steps down to the side of the road, and you take them down. Her cries echoing. And you come to Ereshkigal, sitting on her throne. And she fixes her eye on you. And she asks you, what emotion do you carry deep inside that never sees the light of day? She descends. You feel into your body. What emotion do you carry within that you never let out? Take a breath. Yeah, that. And she binds your legs below the knees. So you can feel the effects of carrying that emotion. But still magically you can move. And she dismisses you. You climb back up the stairs. Breathe. Each step. And coming to the path again. Continuing your journey. Maybe thinking about what has already occurred. And in the distance you hear horse hooves galloping, becoming louder, louder, thundering, and a woman breaks through, and it is Maka. Maka stands before you, taking you in. She asks you, what pursues you? What pursues you that you cannot outrun, no matter how hard you try? What is the thing that pursues you that you can't get away from? And just let yourself know what you know about it. The thing that chases you, that you can't outrun. Take a breath. Amaka binds you above your knees, so that you feel the cost of always trying to outrun, but still you can move. And she runs off, and you continue walking into the depths. And you smell something on the wind. Following it becomes stronger. And there's a clearing with a pond and a hazelnut tree and an old woman stirring a cauldron over an open fire. Take a breath. Take her in. You're approaching Caradwin. Caradwin looks you over, and she asks you, what are the ways you starve yourself from the nurturing you need? And how do you ignore your bodily urges? And take a breath and notice. Notice how you neglect yourself. Don't listen to your body. Let it inform you. And Caradwin binds a rope around your waist so you could feel, be reminded of your neglect. And you walk back to the road and continue walking deeper into mystery. And breathe. Take a breath. And through the mist in the distance, you see the outline of a castle. And as you get closer, you see half of it is a beautiful castle, and half is ruins. And as you go through the gate, you recognize you're entering the Norse underworld, and that the woman in the door is Hela, half beautiful woman and half corpse. She who looks after the dead who do not die in battle, but come to rest. She looks into you and she asks, what are the rotten places within you that you won't let go of? Take a breath. See if you know where the places within you that are rotten and need to go. And if you don't, just let it be a possibility that you might know later. Just breathe. And let yourself know what you know about it. And Hela binds your wrists together behind your back. Again, you can still magically use your arms, but the binds let you feel the cost of carrying these pieces within you. And you turn from her and return to the road, walking into the night, into the mist. And through the mist, a great owl flies and lands in front of you. And it is Lilith, she who knows exactly what she wants. And Lilith asks you, what are the ways you needlessly torment yourself? How do you torment yourself? And what do you know about the ways you torment yourself? In ways you'd maybe not allow anyone else. Just breathe it in and notice how you pick on yourself mercilessly. And Lilith binds your elbows together again, so you can move, but are aware of the cost of how you treat yourself. Take a breath. Yes. There's a little more to go. Walking that path. And you see a fence of bones and a house on chicken legs. And a white horse jumps the fence. And a red horse. And a black horse. And you know you've come to Baba Yaga's, keeper of the sacred flame. And though you may be scared, you enter her yard. And she looks at you and she hands you a broom because she does not like idle hands, and you begin to sweep. And Baba Yaga asks you, what is the light you do not see? And who are those who care for you, you do not value? Take a breath. See if you know that the light you do not see, or if there are those you do not value who care deeply for you as you sweep, letting her question reverberate through you. What is the light you do not see? Who around you cares? And Baba Yaga binds your eyes. And still, you're able to function. But this is so you know you're not seeing everything. And you hand her back the broom and leave. Walk down that road. And through the mist comes the Kaliach, Queen of Winter, one-eyed hag, blue skin, rust teeth, long staff, who creates the earth and is our ancestral memory. And the Kaliak approaches you. And she asks you, what are the harmful patterns that you inherited from your family? What are the places of harm that you've inherited? And feel into that and know. What are the places your family hurt you? And she binds your third eye, and you continue your journey through the mist. And you come to Aphrodite Millennia. And she is half dark and half light. Place of dreams and uncertainty. And she asks you, what do you not speak of? Where do you hold your words back? And she binds your mouth, and she helps you to the ground to incubate on these things. And just breathe and feel into all the things that you've learned and discovered. And what it all means to you. Like bubbling in a big cauldron. All that the Dark Mothers have revealed. Breathe it in and notice. Soon you'll be returning. So let yourself feel into anything you want to deepen into. Take a breath. And Aphrodite Millennia helps you up. And she unbinds your mouth and she asks you, how will you use your voice? How will you use your voice? And maybe you know. And maybe it's a seed that will grow. What do you have to say? And Aphrodite Millennia says, be blessed. And you turn and retrace your steps through the mist. And out of the mist comes the Kaliak, with her long staff and her one eye. And she unbinds your forehead, and she asks you, what are the gifts and blessings you've received from your family? What are the ways that you've received good from your family? What you carry? And she reminds you that there's a family of blood and a family of kind, and that you also have a family of those who are like you. Take a breath. And the Kaliak says, be blessed. And you walk on. And you see that fence of bones and the house on chicken legs. And a white horse and a red horse and a black horse jumping the fence. And you return to Baba Yaga. And she unwraps your eyes and she asks you, what is the light and love that exists in all places, always, even in the hardest times? What light and love is always there? Take a breath and breathe that in, even though you may not see it yet. The light and love that is always there, no matter what. And the Baba Yaga says, be blessed, and you leave her yard. And you walk down that road. And an owl flies out of the mist and lands in front of you as Lilith. And she unbinds your elbows and she asks you, what will you no longer tolerate from yourself or anyone else? How will you no longer allow yourself to be treated by yourself or anyone else? And you may know exactly what it is, and if not, just breathe it in, that perhaps soon you will know what you will no longer allow. And Lilith says, be blessed, and flies off, and you continue walking. And you see that castle faintly in the mist, becoming clearer as you get closer. The ruins, the castle, and Hela. And she asks you, what rotten places within yourself will you let go of, give burial to, and mourn, and be done with? Hela asks you, what will you let go of that's long ready to be done with? Take a breath and know what you know about it. And if you don't know that there's the possibility that you can let go and bury and be done with and mourn things that no longer serve you. Take a breath. Hela unbinds your wrists and says, "Be blessed." And you leave and return to that road, walking. Smelling something cooking. You know you're approaching Caradwyn. Getting closer, you see her. The side of the road, stirring the cauldron. Take a breath. And you join her. And she unties your waist. And she asks you, how will you nurture and support yourself? And listen to your body. Breathe that in. How will you listen to your body and support what you need? Nurture yourself. Know what you know about it. And if you don't know, allow that you will. Caradwyn says, "Be blessed," and you continue on the road, on the path. And you hear the horse running, running, running towards you, becoming louder. And Maka breaks through. And she unbinds your thighs above the knees, and she asks you, what will you stop running away from and turn around and face? What will you no longer run from, but will turn around and face? Take a breath. See if you know what you know about it. And you can always know more later. What will you stop running from and turn and face? And Maka says, "Be blessed," and you walk on, hearing the faint moans of Erishkigal becoming louder. You go down the stairs, finding her on the throne. She unties your legs and she asks, what emotion will you allow yourself to feel? What is it you will allow yourself to feel and no longer repress? Breathe in. Yes, there. And she says, "Be blessed." And you climb up the stairs, back onto the path. And in the distance you see that faint light of Hecate's. Approaching it, becomes brighter. You see her. And Hecate unbinds your ankles. And she says, "You're walking the same path, but in a different direction. You walk towards life. Be blessed. And remember to ask the gods for help." And you walk on, her light fading behind you. You walk towards the shrine in the mist. And when you get to the shrine, you light another candle and thank the Dark Mothers for what you have experienced. And if there is any commitment or dedication you want to make, or expression of gratitude, let them know. Breathe. In a moment, it'll be time to return. Just take a breath. Begin to breathe. And as you breathe, begin to come back to yourself. The mist, the moisture goes back to your breath. You become more solid. The walls begin to form. The ground becomes floor. You return to your space, into your body, back into your room. Give yourself a little stretch and a little pat. Welcome back. Hello. I'm wondering, should I move this over by you? I think so, right?
Right into the devocation?
Do you think we should? Hello. We're just doing a little talking here.
I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording